Thank you for joining me. I'm announcing the new theme. The new theme is Cherries. My nail designer is Tintin down at Blossom Beauty Lounge in Redondo Beach. He is wonderful. If any of you are in the area, I suggest you go to him. And today is going to be a basket of cherries. I'll be doing lots of other cherry items. If you want to see specific things in cherry, please feel free to mention it in the comment section down below. We're going to go ahead and just get started right away. I have a marble, and for the basket, you can make 2 snakes. Mine is Rhino Gray from Primo and White from Primo. I have a little bit of translucent in each of them, but I rolled out 2 snakes, and I'm going to twist slightly. And then in my fingers, I start rolling it into a little circle just to start it off. So you can see how that's rolling in a circle. Then I'm going to press it gently on my glass. If I was doing a basket to show the bottom of it, I would not be doing it on glass because glass makes it shiny. But since we are actually going to be filling this basket up with cherries, it's a nice consistent way to have a basket done so all your baskets will be the same shape if you plan on making more than one. And then I twist, twist. And I continue along. I continue until I get about halfway up the marble, and then I bake it. Once you've finished baking it, you'll have a basket with a marble in it. Once it's almost cool, you can pull the marble out, and then you have a nice little basket ready to fill with cherries. So here's for the cherries. Let me get my cherries out. Okay. Here we are. So for this, you just want different shades of red. I have pomegranate from Primo right here, which is the brightest of the reds. I have a darker red. It's basically translucent. The pomegranate, and then the Azilian crimson from Primo. A little bit of that mixed in, so it's a little bit of a darker red. I'll go ahead and I'll put the colors that I have in there. This one is like with a fuchsia added, and the Azilian crimson. And then this one is that Azilian crimson with a purple color. And then for the paler, I have a tiny bit of that Spanish olive with a lot of Primo. So that's it for the cherries. I go ahead and I roll them out. The snake is like 1 millimeter thick. And then I cut little squares off. I know that it's a snake, but I just mean more of a square amount rather than having less. Don't know if I'm explaining it right. So for here, I just roll it in my fingers. It will make a ball really easily. And then I will put it in the bottom of the basket. I haven't had a problem with any of these not fusing when I bake it. But you can always put a tiny bit of TLS between some of the layers of the cherries just to help solidify it, but I just randomly put in colors of cherries until you have filled your basket with the little round balls. Let's see if you, there we go. So those are my cherries. But to make them more cherry-like, I choose several to poke just a little bit to create that little round spot where the stem normally comes from. I do that in different directions. They don't have to be on top. I just feel it will help add a little bit more realism if you see some of those indents on a couple of them at least. So I do that to several of them. And then I add a stem to a couple of them. Now this is that Spanish olive color. It's from Primo. You could use any sort of green. Actually, the beauty of this particular project is that it's pretty forgiving, and you could use many different shades of red. I actually have plans to make different cherry varieties for you later as well, which is why I also chose some of the translucent. But I make tiny, tiny little itty-bitty stems. And to attach the stems, I pick it up with my safety pin. Let's see if I can get this to focus before I do it. And then I attach it with that safety pin. I tap it in there, and then because cherry stems are often curved, I use my finger to curve it. So after you add a few of those, you're done. You cook it. Once you finish cooking it, you have your bowl of cherries. The only thing I do from here now is actually I take a little bit of the triple thick and I will dip my safety pin in it. Let's see if I can show you on my paper here. So here's triple thick glaze. I would just put my pin in it, and then I paint a few of the cherries. You don't want to paint them all, but if you paint just here and there, dab, I usually choose 2 or 3 cherries to fully paint the glaze on the top of, and then the rest of them I just dab a tiny, tiny bit of glaze on it, like just a little spot, a little spot, a little spot, just to catch the light and make it look shiny, because cherries do have shine. So that is it. A little note on the baskets. I love the baskets with 2 tones. This is Rhino Gray and translucent, so it's very pale, and then white and translucent with a tiny, tiny touch of the Rhino Gray. The baskets also look great in white, so you can always twist 2 whites together, or you could do the darker colored baskets you normally see. The reason I'm doing this is because my plates tend to be the white and the translucent, and I want to make sure that as we go along, if I'm making any cherry dishes on a plate for you, that the baskets will match my plates. So I'm going to add the written tutorial. The written tutorial will be at the end in the description. So go ahead and look for that. It will be up within 24 hours. I have to take photos step by step and write out all the steps. As soon as I have that done, it will be down for you guys. Like I said, please feel free to ask any questions that you would like. I will be back on usually a couple times a day to see if I have questions. So thank you so much. If you like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.